Hey guys, Jacob with Jacob Comics. Happy New Comic Book Day, February 8th, 2023. I hope all you guys found all your books as usual in your cubbies, on the local comic book shop wall, or mailed to you. However you guys get your comic books, I hope you found all the comic books that you guys are looking for this week. I know I did this week here in the loud and mysterious black bag. Now, before we get dived into what Jacob Comics got this week for New Comic Book Day, I do want to let you guys know about the 600 subscriber giveaway. When we hit 600 subscribers, we'll be giving this book away. It's a Marvel #1 variant. All you have to do is like the video, comment down below, and be subscribed to the channel, and that'll give you a chance to win. We'll raffle the book off when we hit 600 subscribers, so stay tuned. We're inching ever closer day by day. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get dived into what I picked up this week for New Comic Book Day. Now if you saw yesterday's episode, you do know that I picked up for DC Batman 132 with this super awesome Selina Kyle from another, not heavy spoilers, just light, just what's going on. They're in another universe, that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, Selina Kyle from another universe, who, yeah, I don't know if Bruce Wayne can trust. And a super cool, kind of in the background, Bruce is thinking of his Selina, right? But she is not his Selina. And yeah, either you have to get the book or watch my review to find out. Zdarsky's run has been really good. Started off with, this new villain that Batman basically created himself, who's a mechanical, super-powered, Ultron kind of a character. That's honestly what it reminds me of. It's kind of like Tony Stark had created Ultron and then it turned against him, right? Very, very similar in my opinion. Batman created this robot to stop him if he ever went too far, and the robot thinks he's gone too far. Not to spoil the story, but that is what's going on with that, and that was just a super interesting story, and kind of ended with Batman, getting stuck in this alternate time. Or I don't know if it's time. It's an alternate dimension, basically, like a Earth 2 or something like that. And he's slowly starting to kind of, as Batman would, he wants to help people. And even though it's not his Arkham, it's still Arkham, and it kind of feels like home. And I don't think he's gonna leave, at least without leaving some sort of imprint. And so I'm curious to see that. And then obviously when he gets back, he's still got to deal with this new bad guy, right? This mechanical bad guy. And then we picked this up, didn't put it in a bag and board. I'll probably get one for it. I have a bunch, but they give you free bags and boards with a new comic purchase. I didn't want to ask for one for this, but it's Stormbreakers. Kind of like says it's a promotional on the back here. It was free. It says the next generation of elite artists 2023 sketchbook. So we've got some artwork by Alina Casagrande, Nick Klein, Jan Bazaldua, who Jan Bazaldua has been doing a really awesome job on some of the stuff I've seen. Nick Klein's amazing too. We've got Chris Allen, Martin Coccolo, Lucas Wernick, Federico Vicentini, who also I love his stuff, and CF Villa. All these people are amazing. I'm not trying to pick and choose any one. And it's got this back. It's kind of cool. If you're curious too, should be at everyone's local comic shop to grab for free. So yeah, look up at the front and stuff. It's got this cool sketchbook. It kind of tells you a little bit about each of the artists. Jan Bazaldua. I'll actually read through this on some of the artists that I've been following in the series to to maybe get a little more intel. Like, just as an example here, they ask Federico Vicentini, what was the first Marvel comic you ever read? And he answers that, and that, stuff like that's kind of interesting. Gives you a little bit of insight into who they are, who these artists that are drawing the books that we love are, right? All right, guys. So let's get started with the rest of the books here. We got Amazing Spider-Man number 19, Legacy number 913. It says guest creators Joe Kelly, Terry Rachel, and Rachel Dodson bring you the best worst date ever. So so there we've got Black Cat saying worst date ever, as her and Peter, I guess, are on a date, and it looks like a bunch of ninjas drop in. So yeah, I think we're gonna take a side narrative. Not too much spoilers, because I think everyone knows by now Marvel's been adverting that they are soon going to reveal what happened in the mysterious 6 months and why Peter and MJ are broken up. And so I think this is a cool little sidetrack for us to take before we get that reveal. Let's see what Peter and Black Cat could be like as a couple before we get the final reveal of whether what happened, if it's something Peter can fix, are Peter and MJ getting back together if he can fix whatever happened. Now, I've been reading this one as well. We'll move on from Amazing Spider-Man 19. That one's been really fun. I can't say that, I kind of was saying in the beginning on the Amazing Spider-Man run that if they didn't get to that storyline pretty quickly, I was kind of going to be upset. But they've told a fun enough story, including the Dark Web. I really had fun with Dark Web. I think that's what kind of actually picked it up for me, and I wasn't feeling too like I need to know now. You know what I'm saying? Because I was having fun with the Dark Web, and it's like, okay, I want to see this play out. Go ahead and let's play this out. You can get to what happened to Peter and MJ in a minute. And interestingly enough, that's what we're getting coming up soon. So I'm kind of stoked about it. I think it's a good run so far. It's introducing a lot of interesting characters too that Marvel's trying. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're throwing out spin-out titles, which these are the next 2 books we're gonna cover. I'm picking up some of these Spider-Man spin-off titles from the current Spider-Man run, basically because they kind of have me interested in these characters. They started some interest in Amazing Spider-Man, and they moved on to their own titles. So here we have Gold Goblin number 4. It's Norman Osborn as a superhero, and he's been, long story short, he's been stripped of all of his evil, and so he's only left with the good Norman Osborn, right? And all of his evil has now been transplanted into this Queen Goblin character. And they're setting up this cool dynamic where eventually those two are gonna have a big giant battle, I'm sure, where it's the evil of Norman Osborn in this new person that's just possessed by the amount of evil, right? And the good side of Norman that is actually a really good person without that evil. And additionally, they have another character that's coming up in the next book that is kind of intrigued. I'm very intrigued where they're gonna go with these storylines, because this is the grandfather as well, and this character's been showing up in Venom and in Gold Goblin as well, because he's the grandson of Norman Osborn, Normie Osborn. And we saw in the last issue, I believe, of Venom, that Normie Osborn was given, he had bonded with a part of Carnage before, which is a very evil symbiote, right? But with talks, and I'm not trying to spoil too much, I'm actually really trying to just get you guys, talking about this with me, and interested in these stories if you haven't been picking this stuff up, because it's actually really cool. It's weaving all together. So Normie Osborn he was given a piece of the Carnage, or not Carnage, Carnage symbiote years ago, right? And that led towards dark things and a poor bond, right? A bad. Well, they eventually saved him from that, and he's no longer bonded with that. But Dylan Brock, Eddie Brock's son, in an attempt to save his father, Eddie Brock's life from the time stream, has brought together a bunch of different symbiotes and people. And one of the people that he decided that he wanted in his little group of like 5 people was Normie Osborn. And so after a fight that he had with his father, where he used the all-black Necro sword to cut off a piece of his father, while his father was in a symbiote form, and with all black the Necro sword, it can kill a symbiote because it's that strong. So cutting off, like, say, a hand or something like that, which is what he did, he cut his hand off. That hand is now severed from the Great Hive, if that makes sense, right? If you're following me. And so he then gifted that symbiote, that hand, that was severed from the Great Hive, a hand cut off the King in Black, basically. That's who it is. And so now Normie is bonded with this piece of the King in Black, who, you know, who is not attached to the hive mind. So he's his own person, and I'm really interested where they're gonna go with this story. I think it's super cool, and you cannot deny this Inhyuk Lee cover is absolutely amazing. And yeah, guys, it's like a 7 or 8 year old kid who is now a superhero and bonded with a symbiote, and what's he gonna do? And you know, he wants to be good, and so that's kind of what we're hoping, is that he's gonna be a good guy. That cover definitely makes him look pretty bad as a red goblin holding a pumpkin bong, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting. I definitely hope there's as with most symbiote titles, I guess you could say, I definitely hope there's some conflict between him and this symbiote, and you know, some banter back and forth. Maybe the symbiote has a name. I'm super curious about all of it. As always, guys, you know, buy what you love. If you think I'm missing out on something, hey man, comment below, let me know about it. It'll enter you to win the Marvel #1 when we hit 600 subscribers. That'll cue me to the last part here. If you watch this far into the video, like, comment, and subscribe. Helps YouTube spread the word about my Fun Times channel to more people, and so we can come and talk about comic books. That's what I have today, guys. We'll see everybody next time, and have a great day.